is that what friendship is fully about?
We should never speak about our friend in a bad way to another person, a third person.
We are not normally talkers.
Yeah.
We are silent people, but it's good that we get an opportunity to share what God is leading us to share.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tik Talk, the UTurn podcast with your hosts, Dhinakaran and Stella Ramola. So we've been talking about various topics that help young people have a great youth life. So not mediocre, not average, but great.
You've gotten into my rhythm now.
So we want young people to excel even at this young age in relationships, in their family life, in their studies, at their workplace, with their friends and everybody around them. So we want them to shine wherever they are. So we've been talking from our life experiences and also from success stories from people who have actually gone through those issues and how they've come out of it and what happens and everything like that. So it's been fun. Have you been enjoying it?
Oh, yes. There's been a lot of talking, a lot of Sam time on TV. No, but we are not normally talkers. We are silent people, but it's good that we get an opportunity to share what God is leading us to share. So it'll be helpful to at least one person out there. But we're just happy that God is giving this opportunity. And yes, we've gone through many things as young people, and yes, we just want to get it out there so it'll help you also, and strengthen you and give you confidence when you face such things in your life. And this TikTok is also available on many platforms, on Apple Music, on Google Podcast, and Spotify, many audio platforms, and also on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, let us know how the first two episodes were, if it has impacted your life, and we'll be watching the comment section. And also, as we run through this podcast, let us know your thoughts on everything we talk about also. It will help someone out there. Share your experiences, your stories, which you've gone through in your life. It will definitely be helpful. And we'll also go through your points, and it'll help us also. So let us share each other's thoughts. Let's get into this today. We are going to talk about friendship. So ultimately, Jesus is our best friend, and that's all we need. And so this topic is over, I think. So see you next podcast from Sam and Stella.
Oh,
Right?
no. There's a lot more to that.
Yes. So that's what people say when you talk about friends. That's what you hear about, your pastor saying, or your mother and father saying when you ask them about friendship, about advice for friendship. They talk about Jesus saying, he's your everything, he'll be your best friend, hold on to him, and that's all you need, and talk to him if you want to share anything. So is that what friendship is fully about? Is that all we need? I was just thinking about that, and if so, do we really need friends or people to connect with people here and to spend time with them? Do we need friendship with anybody else? Because Jesus is our everything, right?
The Bible says it's not good for a man to be alone. So we do need people around us, especially when we're going to school, when we're in a workplace. It's inevitable that we have people around us and we spend time with people. So we do need people to support us when we're down, not just family members, the people we've been growing up with, but God places those people in our lives. So we need to know how to nourish those friendships, have healthy friendships, and how to navigate those friendships instead of just like throwing everybody away or keeping them at a distance, but how to have meaningful relationships and with them as well.
Because the truth is that although we'd love to have Jesus as our best friend, and he can be our everything, and he's wonderful, um, he should be our first best friend. So let's get that very clear, because everything comes from him in our life. Now, um, the reality is he cannot walk in this world physically. We cannot see him. Yes, he does walk with us. He does. He's all around us, but we are not able to physically see or physically hear from him in our years, in our human years. It'll be so nice if we do. Imagine if we are the disciples when Jesus walked in this world, and we're just following him, hearing his stories, and being with him. It'll be so wonderful as we just go through the world. But unfortunately, today, he is with us in spirit, and he moves through every relationship in spirit, and he uses people, and he communicates through people also. So that's why he gives us friends in this world. He gives us real people as other human beings, other people as our friends, and he picks and chooses the right people for us. He picks and chooses what you should communicate with them, how you should have a relationship with whom, and all. So it's important that this friendship also flows from Jesus, and that you ask him, Lord, you're my first best friend, but I also want you to help me have the right friendship with the right people, and all that we talk, all that we do, I want you to navigate everything and lead everything, so that nothing bad touches me, nothing bad influences me, and I don't get hurt because of it, and I don't get poisoned in my life because of it. I want everything to flow from you. So he gives us friends.
And people who pushes us closer to him in all that we do, whether it's our studies or whether it's our work, whether it's our personal development, everything, our spiritual life. They should be people who push us in the right direction. So that's the best thing that they can do, being with us in our life.
And it's important that he talks through our friends. So that's why our friends are also so important to have. He can talk through them, and he can nurture our life, build our life through them. That's why he picks and gives us the right people as a puzzle in our life to join hands with us. So our friends are very important. They are given by God, and not only receiving from them, but us giving back to our friends is important. He gives us our friends as a responsibility to us, and so we've got to take care of them. We've got to show the love of Jesus to them. Many of them might not know Jesus, but he brings them for a reason towards us, to become friends with us. Go to this boy, go to my child, and he or she will show love to you. He will carry you, and he will build your life. And so he brings people to us as friends, and so it's our responsibility also to replicate and to show Jesus to them.
So we have people in our lives who enter into our lives in different scenarios, different situations, different times in our lives. We may have family friends, we may have mutual friends, we may have people who know God, spiritual people, or people who don't know God, non-believing people, all around us, people we've grown up with from our very childhood, people in our family, maybe even our cousins and everybody like that, maybe also considered our friends. So all of these different people from different areas in our life have an impact on us, and God brings them into our lives for a specific reason. So we get to grow with each one of them in a different way. So with our spiritual friends, we can pray with them, we can get godly advice, they can motivate us to live like Christ and do spiritual things together. And the people at our workplace, they can help us to be the best in our projects, they can give us technical advice, they can give us motivation that is pertaining to our industry, pertaining to our work, and make us grow in that area. And also in our school, they can help us to study. We can nurture them even while we're growing up, being a pal, being a friend, someone to listen to their problems, to their teenage issues and things like that. And at home, it can be a different scenario. So in all these um, different types of friends, they help us grow in different areas of our life.
Yes, and we gain a lot of life experiences from each of them. I know that some of my friends who did not know Christ, I was friends with them. I learned a lot from them that I wouldn't learn from people who know Christ, because we are all in a bubble, we are all in a circle, and our parents shield us from the outside world, and we don't get many practical experiences. But they are all over the place, they go everywhere, they know every street, and they taught me how to, just go through the city where everything is, and how to do all the everyday life stuff. And all that I didn't have any knowledge, so they would make fun of me, but I would learn at least from them. And it was a good teaching. They were well informed. So we get restricted as God's children. Our parents will say, stay at home, stay in your bedroom, that's the safest place for you, don't go into the world. It'll harm you. But it's good to get, yes, it's true at times what they say, but what can we do? It's there in the world, and you've got to experience the world in order to gain the experience of life. Become confident when you go outside, become confident in dealing with people and all. So that's a different topic for another day. I don't want to rant into it, but it did help me to mingle with different types of friends, with different type of groups, as you say.
Even when I was in school, there was a small lesson that I learned, but I was very young. One of my friends who wasn't necessarily someone who knew God and had biblical values, but she taught me that whenever we have a fight with our friends, we shouldn't go to the extreme of arguing or making it a point to hurt them, whether it be emotionally or physically, or take our anger um, so seriously that it affects the other person. We should just let it go and never hold a grudge against anybody. So when I was so young, it was so surprising to me that even those kind of values that I can get from my friends, they are teaching me how to communicate and behave and handle my emotions. So that was a lesson that I learned, and I also made it a point to value those friends in my life, to pray for them, and to value their presence in my life, so that they can teach me something. It was something that stuck with me even till now.
That's very true. So, as you're saying, we do have fights with them also. uh, how many of you have never fought with your friend? Liar. The ones who raise their hands up. Because what we fight with them is also all small issues, silly issues, but that's what builds up. We fight that they have not come at the right time with us at school, so that they can go together through the entrance, together, holding their hands together. Oh, you went early, you went faster than me, or you're talking to that boy or that girl too much, you're not giving me importance, you're not spending time with me, you're not texting me. All these issues. I sent you a text yesterday, you didn't reply. You took like 15 minutes later only you replied. What were you doing? Am I not important to you anymore? All that possessiveness comes into play. And of course we have serious issues also, serious fights with our friends, and it harms our friendship. And many of us throw away our friendship because of these fights building up. We just casually throw it away. So it's almost like as if we are just using them for something, and the rest of the time we're just throwing them off. And we tend to treat friendship very cheaply. Okay, you're not bound by any contract, you're not bound by marriage, you're not bound by blood like you are to your family members. So why care about if you are there are millions of people you can be friends with, literally. Other people in the class you can become friends with, so you just throw them away. Oh, she didn't respect me, or he didn't answer me back, or he fought with me, so I'll just throw them off. That's not real friendship to begin with. There is no deep connection there. You just throwing them off. So we've got to value friendship in our life.
And I've also gone through that with my friends. We had a conflict once. Someone didn't keep up their word. So in our friend group, that was kind of, we felt like it was like the end of, you're not respecting me. How can you do this to me? It had to be resolved and it had to be brought up. Usually, I'm the type of person to hate confrontation. Like, I hate holding someone responsible for what they've done. But it felt like it kept happening, and it wasn't like until you bring it up, it wasn't going to change. So we felt like it was about time that it had to be brought up, and we literally speaking like all night about this scenario. Okay, this is what happened. We have to figure out a way on how it can change. It's hurting me, and like having an open conversation with a friend. So I remember one of my friends in the group said, we shouldn't let this one single thing break up our friendship. Like it is something so precious, something that affects our life in a positive way. So we shouldn't let the small thing break all of us and keep us apart. So we need to talk it out and be open, even if it's hurting them, even if it affects them or makes them feel bad. It's good to clear up the air and hear each other's points and see what each other is feeling. Because sometimes we don't open up because we think that we're going to hurt the person, or they should already know, and make these assumptions like, you should already know, you've been friends with me for so long, you know how I feel, you know my thoughts and things like that. But sometimes when people are wrapped up in what they feel are right, they don't
Look at the other person's perspective.
they don't listen to the other person, they don't know what the other person is feeling. So it's better to have that open conversation and clear the air, and then when you do that, you'll have a stronger bond of saying, okay, this person is ready to hear me out, and they are willing to fight for me to keep me in their life, to keep them in my life as well. So
Yeah, and it's better not to just do this over chat, because it can become real messy over chat because you don't understand what the person is exactly meaning or saying. It's better to just call them or to meet them directly, and to, yes, as you say, it's important to fix the issue. And if you really care about your friend, you should go towards making peace with them and getting this solved, because you'll feel without them you cannot proceed forward. You'll feel really hurt without them, you'll miss them, and you'll want to be with them, get back with them. And so if that's not there, it's just a plastic relationship. There's not much depth in that relationship. So that kind of a bond is needed in friendship, that you like David and Jonathan bond, that they were really together with each other, that even when Jonathan's dad was against David, he didn't give up the friendship. He still helped David. He loved David. The Bible says he loved David. That we talk about love in love relationships, we talk about love in family, but there is a love in friendship also, and it should come through. It should be seen. You can't just cast away your friend. You have to value your friend as if God has given this friend, and you have to value the friend because of the bond you have with him or her. And so it's important today that we take a step towards knowing the value of having this friend in our life and doing everything to keep them with us. And then our conflicts will be resolved, as you said. So, yeah, it's very important. And there are some things which in our conflicts which happen again and again. Some people, they cause conflicts, and they always cause issues, cause problems, find something or the other to become angry, something or the other to always fight with you, and you get tired of such relationships with that person. They also get very easily offended. Nowadays people are very sensitive to anything you say. Imagine having a friendship with such a person that you have to watch every word that you say. You can't open up, you can't share so openly, clearly to them. That you have to think about all your thoughts. It's very hard to have a conversation with such a person. And so some people feel very jealous, very insecure, and have this kind of a issue in them. So it's not just because of your friendship with them, it's an issue in that person. So it's very difficult to have a friendship with such a person, isn't it?
If it's a 3-person friend group, then if you're hanging out with one person without the other person, then the other person gets jealous. Like, why are you hanging out without me? Can't you wait for another day when I'm free?
Yeah.
And they cause all those problems. You went to that place with her. Why didn't you take me? Like, am I not important enough? Or some people also, they constantly lie about the things that are happening in their life, or even small things. Oh, I'll be like 10 minutes late, and then they come like 1 hour late. Things like that. That's something small, but I'm just saying, lying for every single thing. Like, oh, I'm not at home, or I've gone to this place, and things that don't match up with what they are doing. Maybe even in their life, about what they are doing in life. So in those situations, how do we still keep being a loyal, a true friend to them, and show them that we care for them, but still wanting them to change and be the best person?
Yes, even in that case, we can't just cast them away, saying that you have an issue, you have a problem, go fix it yourself, and then come to me. It's important that that is the moment our friend needs us, so we've got to care for them, and caring for them by praying for them. I think this is the time where you hand over your friend in the hands of God, because you're helpless to bring a change in their heart. You're helpless to bring a change in their character yourself. What can you do? So pray for them and ask God, Lord, please save my friend. Please make this character to go away. It is hurting him. It is hurting her. I can see it. And then the Lord will be so happy that you care for your friend so much. You are asking for help from Him, and He'll give you an opportunity to talk to them. And when you talk to them, you can't talk from a high point of view, saying, oh, you have this wrong in you, you have this problem and you fix it, otherwise your life will get spoiled or anything. You've got to come from a place of, I feel you, I know what you're going through. I had this character flaw also, I had this bad habit, or I had this problem issue in me, and this is how God helped me fix it, or this is how I took the practical steps. I know you can also do it. This will make them see the harm that will come to them if they keep on having this character.
The tone and the intention makes all the difference. You can easily tell when somebody is like trying to be high and mighty and try to find fault in you, rather than pulling you up and helping you out and letting you know, okay, if you do this, then it'll be good for you, it'll help you. I don't want you to suffer, so I'm telling this to you. So that kind of a intention is way different than the other one. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 4:10, if either of them falls down, no one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them. So it is up to the friend to pull the other friend up. If both of them fall, then no one can help them. So it should be a 50-50 relationship.
Yes. And one thing that you said got me thinking about you can't be high and mighty to your friend. It's important that our between our friend, in our friendship, we don't have any sort of one person being so high or the other person being seen as low, and no rivalry between us, competition that you're not able to open up your weaknesses to another person, say thinking, oh, if I open up this weakness, they'll use it against me, they'll get advantage and go forward, or they'll share it with someone, they'll spread this as a rumor, and that'll come back to hurt me and haunt me, so I can't share anything with my friend. So you have to make your friend feel so comfortable that you're he or she can share and open up anything, and you won't talk about it to anybody, you won't use it against them, or you won't use it to get ahead of them. Use it to your advantage. Suppose they have a weakness in studying, or weakness in distraction and focus, or losing their memory power. Slowly, some people will keep on pinching at that and saying, "Oh no, what are you going to do? You're having so much issues in you. How are you going to study? Will you complete this fast?" It'll sound as if they really care for the friend, but all they're doing is harping on that issue and trying to get ahead in the studies. That competitiveness and rivalry within them is really killing their friendship. So, and letting out the secrets is the worst thing that you can do to the friendship. It hurts it.
Yeah, spreading rumors and the secrets that they've told them in confidentiality uh, is not supposed to be shared, even if if you're having a fight or you don't speak to them anymore, or if you're saying it in a third person point of view, like that really breaks the trust of the other person. Because at the end of the day, it might come from anybody, it might spread somehow, and it might break the person's heart if they hear it. So it should always be, we should always make it a point to never share that with anybody, and we should never speak about our friend in a bad way to another person, a third person.
Yes, never give them up.
Yeah. So that is something that, when you're young, you feel like you're just making fun of them, you're just saying it for fun, or you might say it in a different way, but the other person might take it in a different way and start spreading the rumor, or making the story into a different way, and then start sharing it with anybody. So
Yeah, we think it's just a funny joke
Yeah.
about our friend, and we let loose their vulnerable secrets that they share with us. Even I've experienced that in our friendship. Our friends just make fun of what I said, or I do that to them, and finally they'll stop sharing all their deep secrets to us. Even sometimes our friends betray us by their actions. I know that in my class, a boy and a couple of guys were so close to each other, and they were the thickest of friends, that everywhere they went together, and they you could see them as best friends. But uh, he loved another girl, and this other boy played havoc in that, and slowly behind his back started talking to her, and revealed all bad things about his friend, and took advantage of that, and he grabbed the attention of the girl, and she started liking him instead, and that completely broke the relationship. Till this day they don't talk to each other, and the we saw the thickest of friendships being broken that day. And so all these things really hurt. Maybe people who are watching today are also really hurt by such backstabbing and such trusts being broken. um, but I know that this is not a reason to give up on friendship, to give up on sharing with anybody. Let us not make this like the end of the world, but because of the unfortunate action of our friend, we find our hearts breaking. But certainly, I know that God will give us good friends, and God will probably, even if we talk to that person about what we have gone through, maybe the issue can be repaired. But we shouldn't lose trust on anybody because of that. So, my friends, even if you have any thoughts on what we've been talking about now, on having fights with friends and having issues with them, and how we can, you know, uh, help solve the fights, or help our friend in their weakness, Do share it in the comments. We'd like to hear that also, and it'll help somebody. So we'd like to hear from you. What else do we have about friends?
So there's this common thing that happens in our lives as young people, that we change our personalities based on our friend group. So when we're at school, we're a different personality. When we're at home, we're a different personality. When we're with our church friends, we have a different personality. We do different things. We speak in a different way. We behave in a different way.
Even in among our school friends, we behave in a certain way with the cool kids. Uh, the people who are our real friends won't even be able to identify, what are you doing, why are you changing yourself, why are you wearing this kind of clothes, why are you speaking in a different way to them, just because they are such a person. And they behave all goody goody with the nice kids, with the good kids, and get close to them like a chameleon. They
Yeah.
behave in a different way.
So that really affects our belief system, our moral values. Like, are we really the same person everywhere we go? Why do we keep changing? Why do we have to put on a mask when we're with certain people? And we're vulnerable with certain people. We're nice to some people. We are mean to some people. We make fun of some people when we're in a certain group. But we are like very holy. We are very righteous with certain people. Why do we have to do that? And how does it affect us as a person?
You hit the nail on the head, not on my head, but it can bring adverse effects to our personality. You don't have to buy friendships by losing yourself. Then you're not buying real friendships. Not buying, but you know what I mean. So don't lose yourself for the sake of friendship. Otherwise, that friendship will be fake. You're building a fake platform. And some people even chat and project themselves in a different way.
But then when they meet them in
Yeah.
person, they're like very quiet, shy, and like they don't even say a word.
Yeah, while chat they'll be like a playboy. But real life they'll be so shy and shaking to even talk to anybody. Then we lose ourselves. We won't know our own identity, who we really are, by giving ourselves up to be a different person to different people. So it's very important that people like us for who we are, and we have to show the real us. Don't be embarrassed about who you are, because then you're embarrassed about how God created you. But let all that God created in you shine. All the best qualities shine, and people will love you, even if you're ugly. It doesn't matter, because I see a lot of ugly people really, and I'm impressed with them because of what they bring out from them. So short people, what they bring out. So it's not about your physical deformities that will close friendships, but shine out what you have within you, and people will love you and adore you.
Some people, they think they're a certain way, that they won't people will not love them for how they look, or because of how they think that they are. But when they are showcasing their best personality, their character, and the way that the confidence that they exude, people are attracted to that. The kindness that they exude, the humor that they exude, and all the personalities, the talent that they exude, people are attracted to that more than how they look. And more than how they think they look. So we need to have confidence in ourselves and be confident in the way that God has created us, all the knowledge, the talent that God has given us, and showcase that. And that will automatically attract the people that are destined to be connected with you.
And we have talked up friendship so much. Now I don't want people to say, okay, friends are so awesome, they're so cool, they're great, they're all I need in my life. And we see some people spending all their time around their friends also. So that also is a bad thing, isn't it?
Yeah. When we go out every day with our friends, like spend so much time with them that we have no time for work, we have no time for our family, no time for the things that are important at that time. But we think, okay, my friends are more important than that. So I need to be with them, or else I will lose my spot with them. They will not call me for any of the hangouts. They won't call me when they're playing games. They won't call me whenever they're doing anything fun. They'll just drop me or cut me off.
Very true.
So we need to have that balance. Even while texting or being at home, we're always like connected to that person online
Some
whenever.
people, not me, but some people call their friends and talk all through their night and be scolded by their father in the morning saying, "Why is your phone on all through the night and I'm hearing noises from your room?" Too specific, isn't it? So people will know who I'm talking about. So to that extent, we're obsessed, and that gives way for our friends to influence everything in our life, influence all their personality onto us. We start following and being like them and talking like them and following their habits. We become so obsessed, and because you're spending time with one person for so long, you start to get what they are talking about. You start to get input from them, and that affects our life.
Their values and opinions
Yes.
are more important than our own thoughts, and even what God is speaking to us, we might put aside and be like, their opinion is so important, what they think is important, how they feel is more important, and give all our time to them.
Yeah. So there is a place and a limit for everything in our life. There's a time limit. Otherwise, you get what they do and say starts affecting and running your life. So let's not give ourselves away. We have to remember the first friend always, and make sure he's the one running our life with all his words and opinions. And so finally, we've come to the end. And so let's just talk about what should be friendship and how to nurture our friendship and how to be a good friend. Um, and yeah, are you a good friend?
Yes, I am a good friend and I nurture healthy relationships
See,
in
that's
my
what
life.
I like about you. Without even thinking whether it's true or not, it comes
It is
out.
true. I never lie. So, the Bible has so many good verses about what true friendship is and how a good friend should be and how we should nurture our friendships. So, I want to read a couple of verses which really encompasses what a good and healthy friendship is from 1 Thessalonians 5:11. We see encourage each other and build each other up. So that is very important when we're with our friends and how we should be. And also Galatians 6:2 says carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. So a beautiful example in the Bible is David and Jonathan. A beautiful friendship that lasted throughout their lifetime. So you could see from the beginning till the end that their friendship was strong. Even after Jonathan passed away, David was still loyal towards the friendship, that he took care of his son and showed kindness to him. So that's how a friendship should be. Even if that person is acting up or they have their ups and downs, we should still show kindness to them and be loyal to them. And also pray for them. That's really important. So many times we say that, okay, they're just a little part of my life. They just come and go. Or I see them only like once or twice a week. So then they might not be so important. But the people that God brings into our life, we should treasure them and bring them before God, so that they are a good influence to us and we are a good influence to them, and God takes care of their life, their family, and nurtures them and helps their character, blesses their job, blesses their life, their whatever they do, and brings them up as well. And also to be there for them whenever they have adversity, whenever they have problems, whenever they need help. We should be the first one to stand at that time.
I heard about Cowper and Newton, and Cowper was a great poet, and but he went through a great depression and so many issues in his life that he had suicidal thoughts. And his friend, who was a pastor, Newton, heard about this and took him on long walks, and he just used to talk about God. and that really inspired him again and gave him hope again in his life, that he started writing songs again, and many hit songs have come from that, poems have come from that, including a really famous one which escapes my mind, but it really turned around his friend's life. He cared for him at his point, something which today we shy from doing. Today we don't know our friend truly. We don't know who they really are. We don't know their dreams and goals. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know even their father's name, their family, who they are, their family situation. We don't ask. We don't know. All we want to do is have fun and then go away. That is not really friendship. So if it's really friendship that you have, you would really care about that person, like you say, build them up, and ultimately even praying for them and making sure, having the joy of knowing the Lord. Many of our friends might not know him, and because of that they might not have a stable person to carry them in their life. So you cannot be there for them 24/7. So you entrust them into the hands of Jesus and talk about Jesus to them, in how Jesus has helped you in your personal life, your personal testimonies. We encourage them, and from time to time, we should not be shy about sharing that with them. And it'll really help that person to look to God and be strengthened by God in their time of difficulty. So that is real friendship, my friends. And so I hope that all these points have helped you, and that you understand the value of friendship. That's really what we wanted to point out today. And all these points, we hope that you and I can practice in our life, and make sure our friendship remains stronger, and we both build each other up so that we become strong in our life. And may God use your friendship to be a blessing to both of you, like David and Jonathan. Make you a powerful force, and make sure that your friend helps you and you help your friend in carrying out the mission for your life.
And if you've had a good friend but you haven't spoken to them, or if you've had enough fallen out, or if you've had a fallout with them, you can call them and check up on how they are doing, and try to see if you can mend the relationship again, and pray for them, and stay in touch with them.
And let us know how that goes. And also, if you're able to improve your friendship by all these things, let us know by writing an email to us at samuel@jesuscalls.org, or stella@jesuscalls.org, or UTurn@jesuscalls.org, or testimony@jesuscalls.org. We have many jesuscalls.orgs for you. It's like a tongue twister for me now. So in any one of these emails, you can let us know, and we'll praise God with you, and we'll encourage other people also, saying, sharing your stories like we shared today. All right, friends, we'll see you in the next episode. Do do share this with your friends, and subscribe to our platforms and follow, so that you'll be aware of the next time this is coming out. Till then, it's bye from Tik Talk.